They're too used to going it alone. Yes, sir. He couldn't argue. Oregon had been a clusterfuck. Wild and Lash had taken off without the team, and Wild had almost been killed. And rein Alex in, the man was saying. All I need is him on the loose. I know what he's capable of. This time Rossi replied, Yes, sir, but he's also been a huge asset. We need someone like that in our unit. Did he join? The secretary asked, surprised. Not yet, but we believe he will soon, Stefano said. Having Fear on their team would be a bonus. Papers shuffled. Yes, because having several martial art experts and arms experts isn't enough, the secretary said dryly. It is, sir. Stefano smiled at Rossi. But one more can't hurt. The chief gave him a small quirk of his mouth. Good night, gentlemen. The call went dead. Rossi reached out and hit the button on the conference phone. Rossi held his gaze for a long time. Stefano lifted his cell phone. I received a text from Lash. Vladimir is definitely not in Russia. Get him home now, Rossi ordered. Stefano fired off an immediate text. Rossi gave a pained sigh, drawing his gaze up from his desk. Give me a rundown on the areas we know of. Vladimir had dealings in California, Texas, Oregon, and more recently Washington. I just got a call regarding some trouble in Arizona that could be related, Stefano said. Now that we know for sure he's not in Russia, my gut says Vladimir will hold up someplace rural. He glanced down at the growing list of possibilities. Who do we know in Arizona? Rossi asked. Jasper. Call him and see what he can find out. Stefano made a note. Rossi sighed and rubbed a hand over his face. There's something else. Stefano shifted papers on his desk. He lifted them and tapped them together, then placed them back down. What? He looked up at Rossi and held his gaze. One of our CIA contacts says that Vladimir may have killed Caleb. Rossi shook his head. No, I don't think so. He's too important. Do we tell Lash that there's a possibility? No. So we give him hope until when? We give him hope until we see a goddamned body. Chapter 1. Micah. Somewhere in Russia. Phoenix operative Micah Robertson, code-named Lash, set the flame to the end of the cigarette and then slipped the silver lighter into his pocket before taking a deep, long, and satisfying pull. The flickering light of a bare bulb illuminated the smoky trail. With just enough light to see both ends of the alley, he stood in the shadows the brick wall at his back afforded. Noise at the front of the building filtered from around the corner. Taking a drag on his smoke, he angled his chin toward the man leaning against the wall next to him. He didn't need to glance at the man in order to see the guy's face, because he knew it by memory. The guy was not only an informant, but also a friend. While the alley wasn't pitch black, because of the small bulb, just like him, the man stayed in the shadows. Vladimir Lakonin is having difficulty getting out of the States, his friend said. Just as I thought, he murmured. Which is probably a good thing. If he makes it back here and I don't get to him first, he's dead. The guy has too many enemies. The man set a shoulder against the brick wall. I need him alive. He took something of mine. Micah studied the end of his smoke. Word inside the underground is that Vladimir is looking for some muscle. He's looking at the men that used to work for his uncle, Victor Lakonin. Victor Lakonin, the human trafficking, drug-dealing crime boss, had been eliminated well over a year ago by Phoenix operative Ghost. Which of Victor's henchmen did he hire? He tipped his head back against the wall. I don't know yet. The problem is that Victor employed several sick motherfuckers, men who were born and raised in this shit. They make Vladimir look like a fucking princess. I doubt he knows what he's taking on. He must be scrambling after the fucked-up attack. What fucked-up attack? Vladimir.